Lieutenant Rolie McManley's heart sank. Haven't they had enough fun? He yelled at the sissy bear, "Who are you? Why can't you leave me alone? Are you crazy? I have to figure out an explanation for all of this. I've had enough. I just want to go back to my room and hide my face. Please." Rolie's voice cracked during the last few words. He was at the breaking point. There was silence from the bear for a few minutes. Rolie took the opportunity to head towards his bachelor officer's quarters. A quick look in the back revealed nothing he could wear. The blanket he stole and his wet clothes were gone. Someone had opened the van and cleaned it all out, including the pink and brown boxes. He for certain was not going to run into the barracks in his girly attire. He would strip down naked and stroll in if anything. Perhaps he could tear a seat cover off and wear it around his waist like a bath towel. The sissy bear crackled to life. "Okay, Sissy, we have taken pity on you, but you cannot go back to your quarters. We had one more task set up for you, but we will grant you this favor because you are already where we needed your state of mind to be. You will have to come here. We have something for you." Directions to the specific door in the WM barracks section of the base were given. Rolie pulled up into the parking lot in front of the building. Women Marines were hanging out the windows of all 3 stories cheering, jeering and waving. These barracks were like the enlisted men's barracks. A large open bay for bunk beds, a tiled area for showers and toilets at one end, and a few private rooms for offices and quarters for higher-ranking personnel at the other end. 2 WMs walked to the van and greeted him. One was the corporal who served him breakfast and the other was the captain who complained about the handling of her lingerie. Instinctually Rolie wanted to light into the corporal, to rip her a new dash what she had put him through, but he bit his tongue. This little woman had the goods on him and her extortion gave her much more power over him than his rank of lieutenant gave over her. He was shaking with rage as he was escorted into the barracks in his pink panties by the 2 WMs. The catcalls, heckling and whistling made him angrier by the step. Rolie had not been inside a WM barracks before and was surprised by the femininity of it. There were no lace curtains or doilies, but the fragrance alone screamed womankind. There were posters of smart-looking WMs and feminine personal items. Music playing from a couple of different sources throughout the bay, not the hardcore pounding rock that the male Marines played, but instead it was soft lilting music. Soothing and relaxing. The bay was packed with women, all gesturing, hooting and laughing. A hole opened in the crowd and the sissy LT was escorted through it as the riotous ladies smacked his pretty panted bottom ND, called him different girls' names or gave him obscene suggestions of what he could do with his little things. Eventually the small procession entered one of the private rooms where 3 rather good-looking WMs stood in full dress uniform. Rolie's hair stood up on his neck as he heard the door shut firmly and the lock turned in the knob. His anger quickly melted away to fear. The captain called the room to attention. A full-bird WM colonel stood between 2 majors and they were all 3 glaring at Rolie. The colonel spoke to the captain and the air of authority clung to her words like camouflage paint to steel armor.